Greetings, 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 brothers and sisters. Greetings. First and foremost, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh, for allowing His word to come out. And I hope you, sincere brothers and sisters, are truly, truly edified by tonight's word. And we're going to name this word, Incorporate Humility into Your Life. That's right. The name of tonight's word is called Incorporate Humility into Your Life. That's right, man. I think that with so much pride, the spirit of being proud has really, really taken its toll on us as people. Um, this sense of pride spirit, man, has really, really um, shifted us in the wrong direction. Um, Being proud is a very dangerous um, line that you are walking. It's a very dangerous line you walk when you allow yourself to overindulge in being proud, being lofty, being high-minded, you know, being so high that you can touch the sky above the falling rain, and at the same time having a disdain when you look down at people. It amazes me how people are walking around here with a proud spirit, man. When we in a time that you really should be humble, you should really um, subscribe to the spirit of humility, man. Because let's just face it, man. When you really look at life, when you really look in that mirror and take a good look at yourself, and if you don't have a sense of humility flowing through your veins, then that means you are overran with being proud. Proverbs 16 and 18 tell you pride goeth before destruction, man. So as we get into tonight's word, what I want to say to you, sincere brothers and sisters, is that we're going to talk about two of the greatest spiritual qualities to have. And what are those two greatest spiritual qualities that you should have? Number one, fearing of the Lord, who we know as Yahweh. And number two, being in the spirit of humility. Okay, those are two of the greatest spiritual qualities you want to possess. And again, the number one of the two would be the fearing of the Lord, who we know as Yahweh, down through His only begotten Son, Yahushai. And the second greatest spiritual, or the second of the greatest spiritual qualities to have, is being in the spirit of humility. And when you combine fearing of the Lord and demonstrating humility, what that equates to, man, you have hit the spiritual wisdom jackpot, man. And that's absolutely where you want to be at. Without further ado, man, we're going to get into this word. And one might ask, what is humility? What's another word, or what's a better way of understanding humility? Being modest, being gentle, being meek, okay, clemency, having being in a lowly mind state. You know, humility is someone having a low value of opinion of self. These are all examples of humility. Okay, meekness. The Bible tell you, I think it's Matthew 5:5, the meek shall inherit the earth. So you should always find yourself in that having a low value opinion of self, man. You should always think of yourself in a lowly state. I'm telling you, I can't stress this again. In Proverbs 16:18, to tell you, pride go before destruction, man. So we're going to come to you in Proverbs 22, verse 4, and it reads, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Listen to that. The first thing it says in Proverbs 22 and 4, it says, by what? By humility. aka by demonstrating and operating with a lowly mind, aka is by humility and the fear of the Lord and the terror of the Lord and the dreadfulness of the Lord and the extreme reverence and respect that you have of the Lord, you see, equates to riches. It equates to honor. It equates to life. So let's look at these three benefits, okay? In Proverbs 22, verse 4. The first thing it says when it comes to after humility and fearing of the Lord is three things that's bestowed upon you. The first thing it is riches, okay? What riches is it talking about? The wealth and splendor is a great example. Or let me just say it to you this way. When it says by humility and the fearing of the Lord are riches. In other words, riches would be spiritually the Lord bestowing grace and glory upon you. That's the riches. It says, and honor. What's the honor? Your wealth and splendor. Okay. And what's life? Okay. It's your spiritual blessedness and happiness, with at the same time allowing you to extend years to live beyond the normal expectancy. That's life. See? So when we go back and we look at Proverbs 22 and 4, it tells you, in other words, when you demonstrate and operate with a lowly mind, you dig, and at the same time, okay, be in a state of dreadfulness, having much respect of the Lord, who you know is Yahweh. When you do that, he's going to bestow grace and glory upon you. When you do that, he's going to bestow wealth and splendor upon you. When you do that, that thing called humility and acting in the fear of the Lord, spiritual blessings come your way. Spiritual happiness comes your way. You get an extended years to live beyond the normal expectancy. You see that? So again, man, incorporate humility into your life. And two of the greatest spiritual qualities to have is number one, fearing of the Lord, and two, humility. You see? What you see on the screen, this is a beautiful example of a young lady, okay, that's in a humble spirit, in a spirit of humility. Just take a good look at her. She appears to be homeless, but she has her dog with her, and you know, they're just living life, man, the best that they can. When you look at this picture on the screen, it should give you a beautiful, beautiful understanding of what the spiritual wisdom jackpot that you gonna hit by way of having the fearing of the Lord in your spiritual veins and operating in humility. That's gonna be the ticket, man. I'm telling you. What's the name of the lesson, man? Incorporate humility into your life, man. Another word for humility is being humble. And in the Bible, it was a few humble men that I will highlight just so you know, being meek and being humble and operating in the spirit of humility is not hard for men to do. Moses was the lawgiver. And the scriptures tell you he was very meek. And that's according to Numbers 12 and 3. Moses was the same one that got proud and struck the rock. You see? But he had to humble himself really fast, really quick. You see? Moses, even Moses, after all what he did, he was very meek. You see? King David was humble. You got to remember, at once upon a time, King David took one of his workers, man, and slept with his wife, impregnated her, and he had the husband killed. But boy, did the Lord humble him. Yes, he did. The Lord humbled David. That's right. And what about Daniel? Another prophet Daniel, another individual that was a spiritual example of being humble. Especially Daniel, after being taken out of the lion's den, man. He was very humble, you see. But being humble is only half of the fight. The other fight is those who feared the Lord. I name a few individuals that actually feared the Lord. Abraham, who had a friendship with the Lord, feared the Lord. Moses feared the Lord. Job feared the Lord. Daniel, okay, feared the Lord, man. And guess what? Did you know the fear of God is being mentioned over 300 times in the Bible? Over 300 times, the fear of Yahweh, aka the fear of God, is being mentioned over 300 times in the Bible, man. Can't make this up. And in Proverbs 9 and 10, it tells you the beginning of wisdom is fearing of the Lord, man. I'm telling you, you might want to invest in that. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13, it tells you the main conclusion of the matter is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man. You see that? So in order for you to fear the Lord and keep his commandments, you have to already have incorporated humility. Yes, man. If you had to choose between being humble and proud, I'll tell you now, go the humble route. You're going to be all right. Because pride will, being proud, you walk a dangerous tightrope. You walk a dangerous line, man. And that's all I got for y'all today, man. I hope you, sincere brothers and sisters, were truly edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.